Well, missed a beautiful anthem. Missed lots of friends coming back. You missed Ann Denicio, our intern, preaching on Job, the truth of Job and the promise of creation and how God brings those things together. Of course, I didn't hear it. I was off with the kids. I was off with the kids today, and we shared the story of Job too. We talked about Job, and we talked about what it's like when bad things happen and when we suffer, and what it's like when people gather around us and try to explain why it is we're suffering. It's because we did something wrong. It's because of something that we're going to do wrong. It's because of who we are. All sorts of explanations that never really seem to do anything for us. We wondered about that. And we wondered why more people don't understand that sometimes we just need someone to sit with us and sit through it with us. And somehow, if we sit not alone, and if we sit quietly, we can begin to discern God's presence and God's voice, if not from a whirlwind, then sometimes from deep within our hearts. Sometimes we can discern God's will in the hand of another that sits with us and just holds our hand and looks at us lovingly. When the whole world falls apart, just to have someone stay there with you, well, sometimes that's all the proof we need that God exists and that we're loved. That's what we wondered about today, the young people and I. And we talked further, and some explored the labyrinth and had an experience of pilgrimage, journey, meditation, because kids do that too. And we gathered together at the end to pray together, and it was a good service. It was a good service. So that's what you missed, and that seems like a short message, but perhaps the book of Job is worth having a look at. We're often so afraid of it because of the way people talk about it. We seem to forget sometimes that there's a satire presented to us in that book as people gather around to explain to Job why he is suffering, as if somehow in explaining it, in figuring out the whys and the wherefores, we could fix it. But the truth is, when bad things happen, it hurts. And even when people can explain to us why it happened, it still hurts. And what we really need is someone to pay attention to our hurt. It's a message for those of us who want to be friends. It's a message for those who are hurting as well, to understand what it is that God is doing for us. Not always explaining why we're hurting, because really, who needs that? But being present with us in our hurt, assuring us that we will survive, reminding us that we are loved. So that's what we shared today, and I hope that we're, or at least I'm able to share that with you too. You are loved. You are missed. And hopefully we'll get to see you here again really soon. Take care. God bless.